Good morning, everyone. How are you? I hope y'all are doing good. I am going to give y'all some tips today when I'm doing my makeup. I don't have any makeup on right now, and I'm using my new phone. And we're going to go through and do my whole face of makeup, and or when you're getting older, how to do your makeup to look younger. Brows. People ask me about brows all the time. And people ask me about, hey, Christine, what's the other thing? Oh, hooded eyes. How to do your eyes if you have hooded eyes. So we're going to do mature makeup tips, and I'm going to do kind of a quick look. If y'all know me, I cannot stand, I do it sometimes, but I really do my makeup better if my hair is off my face. Hey, everybody. Good morning. So I'm using my new phone. I switched phones. I don't know if y'all saw my status, but it was terrifying because I've been with AT&T for 10 years and I switched to T-Mobile to save money, and it has been the most terrifying experience. So I'm still switching and I've still got to figure out a few things like on the old phone and where to send it. Right now I'm putting on primer. So but all that to say, the camera is really good on this phone. The reason you put on primer is to fill in all your pores and unevenness. It's going to make your foundation go on a lot smoother. So with mature skin, especially, you're going to have, some places on your skin that may not be as smooth, and this is going to help your foundation look flawless. So I've already prepped my skin with moisturizer. It's very moisturized, and that is a big thing for mature skin. You don't want your skin to be dry. You don't want to have dry, flaky skin. So you want to make sure that you have exfoliated, that you're doing that 2 to 3 times a week, that you're moisturizing in the morning and at night, that you're washing your face because you don't want your pores to get dirt and makeup in them. So all those things are going to contribute to your skin looking younger and looking younger longer. So that is our first thing, is we put on some of our primer, and I'm kind of letting it soak in. You want to, a lot of things you don't want to rub too much in, but with primer you do, because it's actually filling in those little bitty places. So primer is something you do want to massage in more than, say, foundation or something. So get that all nice and set. Thanks for y'all joining. I appreciate it. Y'all can say hi if you like. Okay, so I am going to use some serum foundation, and this foundation is great for mature skin because it makes your skin glow. So I'm going to apply it. What I do is I put a little bit on the back of my hand with this dropper, and it's liquid, and then I take a brush, a foundation brush, and I'm going to apply it with that. Now, there is no right or wrong way to apply, as long as it's something that you're comfortable with. Awesome. Thanks for popping in, Melissa. It's good to see you. So I'm just going to lightly brush that on. I'm not pressing down. When you use makeup brushes, you want to use a lighter hand. So a lighter touch is better. I actually took a makeup course from a really awesome makeup artist in Dallas, and she, at the end of the class, I was very intimidated. I had to do makeup, wedding makeup on someone. They weren't really going to a wedding, but this was just to kind of show what we learned. It was a class on wedding makeup. So I had to do this lady's makeup, and her skin was completely different than mine. Which was good, but it was intimidating. So, especially being there with this makeup artist that's renowned all over the world. But I did it, and one of the things she said was that I did have a very light touch, and that was really good. So, you want to have a light but firm touch, you don't want to press down, and that is going to be the best way to do this. So, we want to blend. Make sure we've got it everywhere. So we've got that part done. So now I'm going to do my forehead. And you can see I have a lot of freckles obviously I'm 50, so I do have some fine lines, some wrinkles that are creeping in. I'm doing everything I can to keep my skin nice and, you know, in shape and taking care of it. But, you know, we all age, so you just want to, I always say I want to look, the reason why I want to look young is I want to look as young as I feel on the inside, and I feel pretty young on the inside. So I don't want to look tired and haggard or whatever. Okay, so you can see I've done this side of my face. I haven't done this one, so you can see the difference. You can see all the hyperpigmentation, like under my eyes and over here, and the freckles. The freckles are fine, and I'm okay with some of it showing through, but I just want it to look a little smoother. So over here, you can still see some freckles, but see how much smoother that looks? And I'll go ahead and do, before I move on to the foundation over here, I'll do some concealer on that side. What did I do with it? Oh, y'all, you know me. I'm always hiding stuff from myself if you watch me. And I thought I was all prepared. Oh, here it is. That's the other thing. I always drop something. It's not alive for me unless I drop something. So y'all just have to laugh with me. So we want to not put a whole lot. I know that a lot of younger people will put just tons of concealer under their eyes. I dotted this lightly, so it may look like a lot, but really there's not a whole lot. And for mature skin, you want to, like I said, less is more. You don't want to use too much foundation or concealer, or it's going to settle into those fine lines and wrinkles, and it's going to make you look a lot older than you are. So that is something I think that a lot of us try to do more because we think we need it, but really you don't. You need less. You've just got to do the right things to use less. So I am using my ring finger and I'm lightly patting, and I'm not going like all the way up to the bottom of my lash line like I would with a brush. And that is going to be good too. So all of this are things that I've actually learned from makeup artists and reading and online, but also some of these I got from my class that I took. Some I got from Bobbi Brown. I follow her and listen to her interviews. So there you go. So you can tell, especially under my eyes, see the difference? But it still doesn't look like it's too much, right? So there we go. So that is with, that is without. So let's move on to the other side. So I'm going to start with the other side. I'm using the same foundation. And we're just going to blend it out to cover my whole face. I've got so much to do today, y'all. But I have to do my makeup anyway, so I thought I might as well do it on here. Right? Because I miss y'all when I don't come on here. We have a lot of fun. Let's hope those dogs don't start barking. I may have just jinxed myself. I'm going to get a little bit more. So that first little bit of, yeah, have a great day, Melissa. That first little bit of makeup that I used, it has lasted me until just now. I had to add a little bit more. So you can see that this is going a long way. I'm not having to use a huge amount. And I'm just lightly putting that on there. So less, like I said, less is more when you have mature skin. If you put on, you know, not a whole lot, you start out with a little bit, and then you feel like, oh, I don't have enough coverage. You can always add, and that's great. If you need to add, there's some parts that you may need to cover up a little bit more or feel you need more coverage, and you can do that. But it's a lot harder to take it away. So start with a smaller amount, and then use a little bit more in areas that need more coverage, okay? So you can see I do have this nice little, what are we going to call it? We're going to call it hyperpigmentation. We're not going to call it an age spot, okay? But right here. And so I like to have a little bit more coverage. So I'm just going to tap my brush lightly and just keep tapping and spreading that out to help cover that up. And when you cover something like this up, you want to match your skin tone, and you can use a concealer if you need like a whole lot more coverage. You can use a concealer, but anything that you're going to cover up like that you're not trying to brighten, like under your eyes, then you're going to need to use your same skin color. So you need to get a concealer, which I need one right now actually, that matches your skin color, and you can use for a highlighting under your eyes concealer. Those are going to be two different colors. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the concealer under my eyes. So we haven't done under this eye, around this eye. We have done this one. You can see the difference that it makes. And we're going to do this side. So again, I'm going to just dot it. And you're going to kind of dot it in a V. See how I went down a little bit? You're going to do that instead of just staying right under your eyes. And then I'm going to take my finger and I'm going to do this again and just blend it. When we get older, our eyes tend to droop, especially if you have hooded eyes like I do. So you're going to have some droopiness, you're going to have some of that, and we don't like that, right? So everything we do, we're doing to try to reduce that, reduce it from happening any further, and also to lift your eyes. So any darkness under your eyes is going to pull your eyes down. So if you have a lot of darkness under your eyes, or you have a lot of droopiness to your upper lids, you're going to want to use very, very minimal, if anything, on your lower lashes. So again, less is more. I actually saw a plastic surgeon who I follow on YouTube, who does a lot of tips for women who don't want to do surgery, that don't want to start out doing that, and how to look younger without that. I'm going to just add a little tiny bit more up here. Kind of ran out when I got to that corner. So these are some tips too that I learned from him, but a lot of these tips I've heard him say, I've heard Bobbi Brown say, I've heard Terry Tomlinson say, just a lot of professional makeup artists, plastic surgeons, people in the makeup industry. Okay. Yay, so we've started. So already I think we've taken off some years, right? Because we don't have a heavy mask look, but we do have a just a better look to my skin. Okay, so another thing is you don't want to use a lot of powder. So where young girls would go at this point and they probably set their whole face with just a huge amount of powder. Have you seen that on YouTube if you watch makeup videos? We're not going to do that when we're over 40. We're not going to do that when we have wrinkles. All that's going to do is accentuate those lines. It's going to fill into those lines and it's going to make you look older. So don't set your face with powder. If you have really oily skin, use a different kind of foundation, like a Stay Matte foundation if you need to. But don't do that, because it's going to actually make you look older. So we've got to change some of our habits as we get older and try some different things to see what works. Okay, so I brushed out my brows. I'm going to do my brows next. I'm going to use a setting spray and eyeshadow. I also use a pencil, which is my favorite. I used to not use a pencil. If you followed me for very long, you know I used to always use eyeshadow for my brows. But I found this pencil. As you can see, I kind of love it. I can't even sharpen it anymore. So I've got to order a new one before I can use it again. So we're going to go with my eyeshadow trick, which is my go-to anyway. So I'm going to spray a little setting spray on the brush, on an angled brush. And we're going to start here, and we're going to make short little strokes up and over, kind of outlining that bottom part and then going back in. And we're going to go up to an arch, and that's my natural arch, and then we're going to go down. So what you want to do is you want to take your brush and you want to angle it through your pupil to your nose, and that's where your arch should be. Then you want to angle it from your nose to the outer corner of your eye, and that's where you should end. And straight up, that's where you should start. So that's, oops, that's how you know how to do your brows and where to go with that. So that's going to be the best thing. So when you do your brows and you do this and you're filling them in and you're taking them up to an arch, what you're doing is you are lifting that eyelid. So you're going to actually take years off. You're going to take some time off of your look by lifting that lid. And that's going to be a huge thing. Okay? Can you see how much more lifted this eye is than this one? Just by doing that. And I haven't filled them in really super dark, right? You don't have to do a super dark brow or a super filled in brow. It can still look natural. And the more natural it looks, the younger you look too. So it doesn't have to be perfect. Although I do like them to be pretty perfect. So the more natural, the younger. The arch is going to make you look younger. We're going to do it over here. When you pluck the stray hairs from the bottom, I don't have full eyebrows. I never have. So it's not a matter of me over plucking really. It's just a matter of I've always had kind of skimpy eyebrows. So, but you definitely don't want to over pluck as you age. You want to pluck underneath. And then if you have stray ones on top, then that's fine. But don't over pluck. Especially if you're, you know, lighter, if you have lighter hair. Y'all, seriously, every time, these dogs, they've been sleeping all morning. Not even gonna kid you. I don't know what they're doing. So enjoy. So I've got a little space right there. I'm going to let that dry for a second. And then I'm going to do a little bit more. And when you get a place that you're having a hard time covering, let it dry just a minute. And then take your brush and instead of brushing it, just kind of place it. Go up to a point, go down. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I do to really get those brows to stand out and to look crisp. So now we're going to take an angled brush. We're going to get a little bit of concealer on there, just a tiny bit. I mean, I'm talking tiny, barely. And we're going to just outline. See how it doesn't take much? And that way, if you've had any stray little strokes, this is going to clean that up and really lift that eye and give you that contrast so that it's super light, because light, your eye's going to go up to the light and down to darkness, okay? So you want to just do just a little bit. So you're making that really light contrast and pulling that eyelid up. And those are Chihuahuas and Poodles. Yep, this is real life. Okay, I'm gonna add just a tiny bit over here. I feel like that one's not as good. Also, you can drive yourself crazy with brows. Don't do that. Once you get your whole look, you're not gonna be able to tell if they're perfect. So don't try to worry about them being perfect. So we've got our brows done. Yay, and we've lifted our eye. Now, the next thing is you do not need to do a lot underneath. We've already said that. You want to just do not a huge amount of eyeshadow anymore if you're trying to look younger. Now, of course, I do eyeshadow all the time. I love it. I love doing different eyeshadow looks. But I'm just talking about if you really want to do the most, I'm giving you all the anti-aging mature skin tips. These are tips that are going to be all of that. So and it's going to make it a lot easier. So I'm just putting a neutral shade of powder on my eyelid. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to put highlighter on the brow bone area, because highlighter takes your eye up again. It's going to give you that shimmer. It's going to draw your eye up. Wrong color. See that little shimmer? They are so fierce, y'all. There we go. So you can already see how much higher my eyes look from them when we started. Okay, now I'm going to do just a one. Actually, I'm trying to decide. Yeah, I'll do that. Okay, so do I want to do that? I'm trying to decide what eyeliner I want to do. I think we will. We're going to do the black gel liner. And I'm going to show you how to do that. It's not hard, I promise. So this is what I do a lot of times. It makes it a lot easier when you have older eyelids. Sometimes you have to pull it up so that it's not drooping down. So everything is clean upable if you mess up. So one reason why I do this is it makes my eyelashes look a lot thicker, because I have pretty long lashes, but they're not super thick. So this is going to give that appearance of more volume, which of course, more volume in your lashes is a younger look. And as you can see, this is pretty easy to work with. It might be a little intimidating if you've never used it, but just take your time. And you'll see that you'll really like it. So you don't have to do a wing if you don't want to, but even just a small little wing is going to pull that corner of that eye up a little bit more, which again is a younger look. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Just pull that corner up just a little bit. See? So that is, see how that pulls that eyelid up so much? And then you go over here. Oh, also, when you have older eyelids, you want to make short little strokes, because your skin's not going to be as tight anymore. So those short little strokes are going to be a lot easier to manage than trying to do one large stroke across your eye. and make sure that you get all the way to that lash line and in between those lashes. You want to fill that in completely. See how you can see a little white still? So that's why I'm going to go back and I'm going to take some and I'm going to fill that in. Y'all, I was going to do before and after pictures and I totally forgot. So now we're going to do that corner again. So you just want to make sure and pull it up. Now the both corners are pulled up. Okay, so if you have, when you get older, like I said, the dark, anything dark under your eyes is going to pull it down. It's going to accent any darkness under your eyes, any wrinkles. So we really can just skip anything on the bottom. If you really want to be, you can really even skip any mascara on the bottom if you want to. That can even help. So if you really feel like, you know, you've got that pull and everything is just drooping, just skip everything under your eyes completely. Or you can just do mascara. Sometimes I will do a little bit of shadow on the lower lash line, just in the corner to pull it up a little bit. But really, today, we're not even going to do that. We're going to pretend like we just don't even want to do that. So I'm going to do mascara next. And this is one of the mascaras that I love. So one of the things you want to do is have full eyelashes. And you want that volume. So you start at the bottom of your lashes, the base of your lashes, and you press in and you wiggle it and you pull up. And that's going to coat those lashes, especially if you have blonde lashes, if you have thin lashes, that's going to make them look like they have more volume. So you can start at the base, wiggle it, press, and then pull up, and then you can kind of go to the ends of those lashes. Make sure you get as much length. If you do this, sometimes you will get a little bit of mascara on your lid, but have no fear. When you do that, you can just wait till it dries, take a dry spoolie, and it will come right off. So like I said, you can skip the bottom lashes completely. We're not going to because I can't with that. But a lot of people do. So we're going to just go and put a little bit on my bottom lashes. Put another coat because I love mascara. So you can see that there's a big difference there between lashes and no lashes. We're going to go over here and do the same thing. So I've got two mascaras that I love right now. One is 3D mascara, and that's what I'm using now. Love it. The other one is called Curl Effect, which is probably my favorite, to be honest. But when I was sick over Christmas, we had this horrible virus, and it even had pink eye with it. We all got pink eye. And it was the weirdest kind of pink eye, though. It wasn't like it normally felt. It was like it was congestion and stuff in my eyes. And I think I need to get new mascara, because I think I used it either right at the beginning of that, and I'm just scared to use it again. So, you know, mascara, you don't want to mess around with that with bacteria in it. And so I'm going to get another Curl Effect. So be careful with that. Okay, so we've got our mascara going. We've got our eyes going up. We've got our skin brighter. And so now we're going to do a little bit of contour and blush and highlight and all that good stuff. So I don't put powder all over my face. Definitely don't put it under my eyes because that would accentuate the fine lines and wrinkles that I have that I do not want to accentuate. Okay? But we will put some highlight on and some contour, and that is powder. And I'm using this palette that I love. I use it on my eyes too. I use this in my crease. I use this as a highlight. I've even used this on the outer edge of my eyes. But this palette is awesome because it's just one little palette, and I can do everything that I want to do as far as powder goes. So we're going to go underneath to accentuate my cheeks. Give me some cheekbones. I don't go too crazy on contour. I keep it pretty simple. This is going to help your jawline. Help really define that. And then I put a little bit right up here. Just warms up my face. And now we're gonna do my nose. So to do my nose, ooh, I got an itch, y'all. Okay, to do my nose, I'm gonna tap the side of the brush in there. I'm gonna kind of hold it together. And then I'm just gonna gently go down the side of my nose. See that little line? And now what I do is I just kind of do that and blend it out. This is going to make your nose look thinner. And now we're going to do, y'all, my nose is so itchy. They heard me put my brush down. Then I'm going to go down my nose with the highlight. Put a little bit on the tip. I'm going to put a little bit right there. Then I'm going to just kind of pat. I'm not going to do really short little strokes right there. And I like to put a little bit on my cheeks before I do blush, and you can kind of see it through. You'll see. So now I'm going to take my blush brush and I'm going to tap it into the blush, and I'm going to make short little strokes up and over. You always want to do short strokes. You want to make them go up and back, and that is also good for aging skin, okay? But see how that brightened up my face? with the blush. Put a little bit more on. I used to not even wear blush, y'all. And it is amazing the difference that blush makes, especially as you age. It gives you some color. There we go. So we've done everything except for lips. Oh, y'all, I'm sorry. I don't know what has got my nose itching. Doesn't that mean somebody's coming to see you or something? I think that's what it means. Okay, so we're going to do a little bit of a nude lip because nude lips are very flattering, and we're going to do lip gloss. So anything that makes your lips look larger and plumper and fuller, that is a younger look, okay? So we want to accentuate that. I'm trying to find the pencil that I want. What did I use the other day? Oh, you know what? It might be in my purse. That's what happens. That is what happens. I use something, I throw it in my purse, and then it has run away. So we could use this one. We'll use this one. So this is a pinky, kind of a pinky nude color. And remember, nude is when you match the color of your own lips. That's what a nude lip is, okay? So when you match your color of lip, then you've found your nude lip. It's not just trying to find something that's the color of your skin. I always prep my lips too with some moisturizer. I use a calendula cream, and that really keeps my lips moist and not flaky. It makes your lip liner, lip gloss, lipstick, whatever, go on a lot better. So to make your lips look younger and fuller, you want to just overline just a little bit. Don't go crazy. But people always think of their bottom lip, that they want that super full. But your top lip is usually the thinner lip. And you want to make sure that looks really full. Because that's a very youthful appearance. So you can see, all I've done is use this liner, which is super creamy. And now I'm going to use a lip plumper. I'm almost out of this one. I loved it. It's clear, but I've used it so much with lipsticks that it's gotten a little bit of color to it now. See how that makes it look so full? There's no lines on my lips. It's glossy. It's just a super young look. So I'm going to take my hair down. We've got our finished look. What do y'all think? I think it looks pretty good. I like this look. This is a simple, easy look. Anybody can do this. It's not something that's hard. We've taken a lot of tips. So you can see that glow. I love this highlighter. See that? Love it. Hey, Mare. So we're going to put on these earrings. And we're ready to go. So that is it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, share the love and let me know what you thought. Like, comment, ask me questions, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.